The quote that confused me. Okay, he goes on to say pretty clearly, JD Vance, that he wants Usha Vance, his wife, second lady, to convert to Christianity. She, of course, is the daughter of Indian immigrants, so she practices, or she is of the Hindu religion. The quote, that part was clear, but the quote that threw me here. Then this is according to USA Today. They watched this Turning Point USA event, so I didn't have to. He's talking to his kid. He's talking to his kids. How he is teaching his kids to, quote, not to keep your religion ahead of your mother's religion. But then he goes on to say he wants Usha to convert. So I don't know what the hell the man said. I don't know what he means or what he wants his wife to do. That's between the two of them, frankly. I don't care all that much what they decide to do here. That's a personal decision, and it's their marriage, not mine. But on
Right.
the other hand, um, Vance's path to the nomination in 2028 or 2032, I did that math in my head. It wasn't that impressive. I added
Yes,
four to that
I'm
on the
impressed.
fly, on the run. Um, and that depends on if Donald Trump tries to run again. We can talk about that maybe next week because I'm sure he'll be asked about it in a pool spray. His path, JD Vance's path, clearly goes through the Turning Point crowd. That's what he's decided. He canceled a foreign trip after the assassination of Turning Point founder Charlie Kirk, and he went straight to escort the casket of Charlie Kirk back to Arizona. And that was not only because he called Charlie Kirk a friend, that was a political calculation that he needs that crowd. So that's what he's banking on. And
How
that
bad
is
does he need that crowd? Is he going to end up dating his Charlie Kirk's widow? That's
Well,
speculation.
there people can I watched this morning. People can just search for that on YouTube. It was at an
Yes.
event, a Turning Point event earlier this week. Vance, of course, eagerly accepted the keynote, eagerly, and there was a hug with Erica Kirk, and folks can make their own judgments on that. I did see a hand on the back of the head of the married Vice President of the United States, and as a married man myself, I kind of went, "Oh, that's interesting." But folks can go watch it. Folks can go watch it and judge for themselves. But Vance is clearly trying to lock in that Turning Point crowd, while Marco Rubio has 5 jobs and can barely get out of D.C. Vance is all over the place with the Turning Point crowd, and it is fascinating to watch this. The more jobs that Rubio has, the more the president respects him and probably thinks, well, he'd probably be a pretty good president. But there's only one problem. He can't
He's the
do
vice
some of the
president.
things right now that Vance can do. Vance has a lot more flexibility to get out there in front of the base than Rubio, who at last count had 5 jobs.
Mark?
I don't want to spend a lot of
Wait a
time.
minute. I just want to go to your head shaking.
Yeah. I don't spend a lot of time on JD Vance and a bunch of this garbage. I'll just say this is very symbolic, and what we're going to see a lot more of, this notion of, because he started going after people on Twitter who were criticizing him. And what I keep seeing from the MAGA Trump crowd, anti-Christian bigotry. That is, white nationalism. You're attacking white people. You're attacking Christians and guess what? They all happen to be white Christians. So this is what we're seeing from this group of people as they move forward. And you know what? We all have our opinions of what he said and how much trouble we would be in our marriages if we said something like that. So he can deal with that at his home. And the hug, the kid, I know what I'm pushing you away. If you're trying to give me a hug right now and you're an attractive female, you are being pushed away from me
Yeah.
because I don't want to sleep on the couch. So you guys deal with, hey Vance, you guys deal with it in your home.
Yeah.
You
God
gotta go.
bless you. I know exactly what you're saying.
You gotta do the sideways one arm hug, the quick hug.
Yeah.
You can't go. He went fully into it. That's bad tactics. Bad
That
tactics.
hand on the back of the bed. Anyway, bad side. But let's go on, because the thought of picturing that mentally anymore in my mind is going to drive me nuts, and I don't need that mental image.